All right, welcome back, episode 5. I'm excited. We've been consistently doing real talk for about 5 weeks because this is the 5th episode. We do it weekly. We stopped doing the live video just because it's very inefficient. We're starting out, we're learning and stuff, and once we get viewership, we'll get things going again. So with that being said, my name is Peter Yang. I am your host of Real Talk. And I got 2 beautiful guests. One came from far away, so very appreciative of that. The other one is a part of the team, so I appreciate that. So that being said, I guess I'm going to do the intros or I don't know. So the plug-in, should I do the plug-in after or during or beginning?
You just do your plug in the beginning.
I should.
And then you can plug it in later at the end too.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Should we start all again?
Nah, that's fine. That's fine. Hey, so also to Patreon, we have a Patreon page. We have a lot of exclusive stuff that we want to release, but we need your help because this takes time, effort, and finances to make it better for you guys. We finally got a second camera. Actually, we've been having a second camera. It's just because of the live video. That's another story. But so check out the Patreon page. You can contribute and help out Make It Rain Enterprise, fulfill their mission, or fulfill our mission, I guess you can say, and make content a lot better, have better equipment, have an official studio. We're filming out of school. So yeah, check it out. The link should be in the description of the video when I release it. Good.
All right, good.
So, all right, so let's go in. Let's introduce the guests. I'm going to have you introduce yourself, okay?
Okay. Hi, everyone. My name is Maiku. I am from Milwaukee, born and raised. Should we say anything else? Or?
You introduce yourself, you know?
That's
it.
all.
Okay, that works too.
What do you do for a living? Or what do you, I don't know, just background.
So I am an administrative associate over at the Medical College of Wisconsin. It's only temp for now until I'm done with grad school, and then I'm gonna.
Grad school, wow.
Yes, and then I'm gonna go into the corporate world. So.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, it's gotta be honest. I did not expect that. Like seeing you walk in, I did not expect
really?
you to be undergrad.
Man, you gotta beat that, man. You gotta try to beat that.
No,
man.
I can't beat that. Damn,
Make up something.
I should have went first.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's alright. Anything else?
That's it.
Any Instagrams? You want to plug?
Sure. Facebook is Maiku Vang with an A in my name. We had the discussion earlier.
Yeah.
So it's KOAU, not KOU. Instagram is just Shades of MKV.
Oh, shoot. You have Instagram? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I do a bit. On Instagram, I use it mainly for like photography because I model a little bit.
What?
So that's where I post a lot of my photo shoots. So check me out.
I have to do that later.
Shades of what?
MKV.
MKV. Okay.
Yeah, just my initials.
Oh, okay, cool. Hey, so on your I kind of Facebook stalked you. I noticed you travel a lot.
Yes, I do.
Is that something big for you? Like recently you went to where?
I was in Denver recently, and I was also in Boston.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, so I do travel quite a bit.
Yeah, because you're going to school too, and you work. How do you fit travel, especially in like nice
How do you
places?
afford
That too? Yeah.
I work.
No, but like you get paid that. Okay, sorry, I don't know. You get
No,
paid that
it's
much.
I mean, I think it's a lot about just like budgeting and planning ahead of time. Because
Okay.
like these trips, like I plan them like months in advance, and then like one trick I use is that like when I'm booking flights, I book them 3 to 4 months in advance of like the dates that I plan to go. Because that's usually when it's the cheapest for me. And so it's all about just planning. Like once you know you're going, you just gotta know how to budget your finances.
I don't.
Yeah,
I just.
Yep, same here. Like I think you need to teach a class or something like about this. Like,
I mean, I could. Like my grad degree is finance. So
yeah.
So I think that's. Yeah, I think that's
Tutorial.
one of the reasons why.
Tutorial coming out.
Yeah, we gotta have you back again.
Okay, cool. Cool. Thanks for sharing. All right. All right, you a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, I don't think I can follow that up really.
Hey man.
I mean, so I've been on the show, not on the show before. I've been in the background before, helping out with Peter. I just joined this like 3 or so episodes ago. So again, we're still starting something new. I actually went to school for this kind of stuff, or radio, TV, film at UWO, Go Titans. And I graduated last spring, and now I'm just trying to find a real job or become a YouTuber, whichever comes first. Yeah, so we're doing this thing, Peter, now. We need your Patreon support because we don't get paid or anything.
Yeah, this is purely out of the kindness of our hearts.
Yes.
But I have a family, I have kids. That kindness is only so much. No, I do definitely pour my blood, sweat, and tears, especially editing videos. It takes hours. I don't know if you ever edit videos. You've edited videos.
I edit videos.
Yeah, it's very exhausting. So if you guys can definitely support. Because like once again, I kind of mentioned it a little bit briefly, is that our mission. I'm very passionate about the collaboration piece. I believe a lot of America's problem today is just because we're not open to listen to each other, we're not open to help each other and stuff like that. So that's my mission with Make It Rain Enterprise. I definitely do want to collaborate with people, especially great people. And maybe expose some not so great people too. I think that'd be cool. So yeah, Patreon. Ooh, the second plug-in. Nice. Good job on that one. Okay, cool. So today's real talk topic is about parenting. Now, I chose this topic. I'm a family man. I'm married. I have 2 kids. But another thing too is that if you exist, you have parents as well. That's how babies are made. So I guess there's really no question. I mean, it's just a general topic. I just want you guys to express what you guys think about the topic of parenting or what comes to mind.
Wait, for real. So I don't have kids. Do you have kids? Okay. How old is your kid?
So I got a 1-year-old, 1 year and 6 months, and then the other kid is 6 months.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought you only had 1.
I got 2, brother.
Yeah, I know that now.
So I guess like if you guys were to have, or do you guys want kids in the future?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm like right now I'm like indifferent about
Okay.
kids.
Yeah.
Like I mean I don't know. The things that I love being around kids though, like I have so many nieces and nephews, so like I love being around them. But like me having kids specifically, I don't know. If it happens, it happens. Like
You're
if
trying
it
to
doesn't,
climb that
it
corporate
doesn't.
ladder, like no time for babies.
Maybe.
What about you? You want kids?
Yeah, I think in the future I want kids. I don't want kids right now because I have nothing. But in the future, I do want kids. Just maybe not this moment.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Have you thought of names?
No.
No?
Or maybe. I don't want to be like too nerdy names. Some people have really nerdy game names. I don't want to give that. Or I mean, no offense to people who have nerdy game named kids or name them that way, but I just don't want to be like that or have Japanese names. Where I know. Because, some people have Japanese names. There's nothing wrong with them, too, but at the same time, it's kind of cliche, too, for some people to have.
No
Shout out to those.
Yeah, shout out to those
people.
cliche. Yes.
Calling your kids Sasuke and
Yeah, I mean, there's got to be somebody who named their kid Goku or somebody who named their kid
I'm sure
Naruto.
there's
Stuff.
like a middle name.
Maybe a middle name. I don't know.
your first name.
But have you thought about names if you ever had kids?
I haven't like actually thought about names, but there are names I think are really pretty that I might in the future.
Yeah.
But it's like a mix of like Hmong and Mika names.
Oh, nice. Okay. So my kid's name, my son's name, the oldest, his name's Lionheart. I never use it.
Wait, his real name is Lionheart.
Yeah, Lionheart.
Okay, sorry, I just gotta.
How would you think of that?
Because I wanted a strong name that also means like that's also like passionate, right? So strong and passionate.
Yeah.
Lion is a symbol of strength, and then heart is the passion piece. So that's how I came up with that. I don't ever use it.
Does he have a Hmong name too?
Call him son. Yeah. So my stepfather or my father-in-law, he named. He chose a name. I don't ever use that name either. He chose a name. The name is oh man, I think it's Mokong. I think. everybody calls him Leo for short. Leo or Leon.
Right.
And then my daughter's name is Iris. I got that name from Wally West's.
I was just thinking, I was like, it's probably.
That's how we got it. Me and Baku agreed on that piece. So okay, so Michael, you say you're indifferent about having kids.
Mm-hmm.
So when you grow old and you have no kids, how are you gonna feel? Because
Yeah.
like the reason why I asked that, right?
Uh-huh.
So it's because a legacy piece, right? You leave something behind. Most people are like that. Are you? Is that something that you're into, the legacy piece, or maybe?
I mean, like the things that I think.
Yeah.
Like, let's say I end up not having kids at all, and I grow
Which
old.
is totally fine too.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
grow old. Honestly, I think I'll be okay. Because like in general, like I'm really independent. Like
Yeah.
I don't get lonely too easily.
Yeah.
And so I personally I think I'll be okay.
Okay. Cool.
But I do get the legacy part though. But then for how I think about it is like I don't think I need kids to leave a legacy. Like I think I personally can leave legacies in other shapes and other ways. You
Yeah,
know?
I mean your business route you're going. That's your gonna be
That
your
too.
legacy. And you're gonna be that rich aunt that comes to your birthday parties of all the presidents and stuff.
The cool aunt.
Yeah, the cool aunt that's always traveling. You know.
Yeah. Okay, that's cool, man. Okay. Cool. And then you said you definitely do want kids.
I do want
just
kids in the
not
future,
at the moment.
just not at the moment. I mean, not to get too serious here, but like I don't know, you guys. I guess we can go into this other topic. Where, so I grew up. My father. My parents got divorced when I was young. So the only thing I'm afraid of is like I don't know how I'm gonna be a father to my kids. That's the only thing. So I don't know. Do you guys grow up in? both parents?
So I my parents did the best they could, and I grew up in kind of a broken home, but I think like for me, what really motivates me as a father is just like being an example, right? Like I don't want my kids to be like me. I want them to see me and say, oh, Dad was very self-aware and very passionate about whatever he did. So I want that for my kids, is that they're self-aware to the point where they're uninfluenced by outside influences, and they're very sure about themselves, and whatever passionate adventure that they're doing, they do it with all their hearts, and they're progressive, and that they play a progressive part in society. That's what I want for the kids. And one of my other rules is you can't be broke. if you broke, you ain't freeloading off me.
Well, I mean,
love you kids, but
think about it right now. Like I don't know if you have college loans or whatever leftover college loans, but I mean the world's kind of like headed in a really bad direction, for marketing and stuff, and business and money. And so it's like,
yeah.
I mean, most people here. I just graduated college, so I have some debt coming in soon, like everybody else.
And that's the thing too, is like I wouldn't say things are heading in a bad direction. I think just things are changing so fast because of technology and stuff. And that's where, like, in my short 26 years of living, like self-awareness, I've only explored the world of self-awareness just this year, and I've learned so much about myself, and I'm so sure about what I'm doing is right. I mean, of course, there's still some like things that I still need to work out. But like that's helped me create clarity in my life and be so sure about my talents and what I'm doing, and do I play a progressive part in society and all that. I'm dead 100% sure about. So with technology and with the world changing, the economy, whether it's rising or falling, I think when you're sure about yourself and then you're very resourceful, then you can definitely still progress and be successful in life. So that's why like the self-awareness piece is very very big for me.
Well, Carter, going back to that, did you grow up with both parents, or?
I did.
And then I don't know. Do you have a lot of brothers and sisters too?
I have 4 brothers and I have 1 younger sister.
Okay.
So like I'm the oldest daughter, but I'm the middle child.
Oh, middle child, me too.
Good job. Well, the
oldest.
forgotten child.
I'm the favorite. So.
Are you really?
How many people in your family, or your?
It's just me and my 2 sisters.
Oh, really?
Oh, okay.
But my parents love me because.
Yeah, because
Yeah, you're the son.
you're the golden boy. Yeah.
No, man, that's not it, man.
Hey, that's how it is, dude.
how it
Hmong
is.
culture, that's like what it is, dude.
That's true though.
You know, and then so like speaking about the Hmong culture too, like is that something that you guys would carry in parenting or leading your nieces and nephews or?
Part of it,
Okay.
I feel like there's certain things where I necessarily wouldn't want to.
Okay. Yeah.
Just because, the society that we're in, trying to like adapt between two cultures is kind of difficult, especially when you're a kid and like you're growing up and like, so yeah, parts of the Hmong culture I definitely for sure will keep, but there's other things where I'll probably just let slide a little bit if it doesn't really affect the kids too much then.
Yeah. Okay. Dope.
Yeah, same here. Like I recently, kind of in the past few years, I rediscovered parts of my Hmongness or Hmong culture.
Okay.
But then, I mean, I'm not like super into it. There's some parts, like I'm gonna definitely try to introduce them to many things, but at the same time, and educate them. But at the same time, I don't know. I mean, they can do whatever they want. I don't want to constrict them to just being you're Hmong. You got to do all these things. I mean, granted, some things like you can't help. Like if like. Say one of your relatives is having a thing, you gotta go. Be like, hey kids, we gotta go. Like you have to go. Maybe you gotta go to this thing or something like that. But yeah,
it's respectable. For me, like so I recently heard this term again yesterday. What is it? Humanist. So I should have looked up the definition. But I think what a humanist is they're very proactive in not so much in religion or culture, but in society. So I would categorize myself as a humanist because like I believe that like with technology, I mean in the old world, right? Like the religion and the culture was very heavy. I think in today's culture, everything is starting to kind of mash in together, especially in America. I mean, we're a melting pot of different cultures and stuff like that. And maybe in 100 years or even more or less, we're all going to be like very intertwined in having no culture. Maybe.
that makes me think of the. It's another topic for another video, but like about the last name thing with Hmong people, how you can't date or marry the last name thing. I mean, that's a whole other topic video, but that's just like a thing because it's like. Because like eventually, like you said, we're all gonna be just melted together.
There's a lot of yangs. That's
There's a lot of yangs. Sorry, what's your last name?
Vang.
Okay, you're a Vang, but yeah.
There's a lot of bangs too.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of Vangs. I think it kind of depends on where you live too, because there's just this area has yangs, this area has Vangs, Taos, and whatever. But yeah, I mean, in the future, it's got to be a point where somebody's gonna be like, yeah, it doesn't matter too much, or the stigma is just gonna be gone.
Yeah.
And you can just marry whoever has the same last name. I mean. Granted, as long as they're not directly related to you, probably not your first cousin. Yeah.
Then that's incest.
That's
But and that in my parenting style, I just like because I grew up in a Christian home, and then my wife grew up in a Onang home, shaman home.
Yeah.
And then when we talked about me and my wife, we talked about religion and culture playing a part of our lives and our kids' life too. I mean, they're definitely going to be aware of it, but in terms of us heavily practicing it or practicing it at all, I think we're very lenient. I'm open to definitely learn cultures and religions and stuff like that, but how that plays into my life is like and I mentioned this in a past show too, that like my culture is just don't be broke and be passionate about whatever you're passionate in life. So that is my culture and religion, and not to knock on like religion or anything. So disclaimer there.
What's your thoughts about that? Or using slightly unreligious, parenting religion-ish? Really?
Well, I grew up in a shaman home.
Okay.
My parents are actually really traditional, so can imagine how that is
I guess.
as a Hmong daughter.
But
that's a topic for another day.
But but again, like you said, going back to what you said, you don't really want to do super traditional if you have kids in the future.
How did that affect your I guess your life? I mean, because your parenting style or their parenting style is different from how I was raised. Like would you say that influence just kind of your way of thinking today, or?
Definitely. Yeah. I think the way I was raised, it's one of the reasons why in the future, if I have kids, I don't want to keep like all Hmong traditions.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, it's hard as a Hmong daughter. So like there's certain things where I'm like, I'm not gonna do that. So, the way I was raised has a huge role in like how I am today. So
Right.
What about you?
Yeah, my parents, since my
What was their parenting style?
well, since my parents got divorced when I was really young, I think my parents are shaman, or they were. My mom now goes to church. I don't go to church, but I just drive her to church. But anyways, so because I was only with my mom, we never really had that kind of shaman. Because usually it's like I guess the dad initiates it, the father usually initiates, or is really into
culture,
it. Yeah, more into it. And then, so because like the family's kind of fractured in a way, you don't have that. I mean, we still sometimes, if they call you, you go to eat or do whatever. But then I think in a lot of my family, because I still keep in touch with my Yang side a lot. But I feel like for a long time, nobody just did anything. We just kind of stopped. But in the past few years, I think parts of my Yang family started doing it again. I think another part of my other Yang family there, I think they're Mormons too. So they go to church and they do shamanism, but I just don't do anything.
Yeah, you know what? Like so I'm not against religion too, because religion helps people become better. I mean, if it does help them become better, if it turns you into like some kind of wacko, then I'm against that kind of. I mean, because there's a lot of that out there.
Yeah. It's the Crusades.
There's nothing wrong with a crusade. It's a crusade that hurts people and harms people.
No, I think that's what the Crusades have.
Oh, okay.
You know the Crusades back then. That Crusades.
But yeah. So stuff like that, toxic things like that.
Yeah.
And so I don't know really where I was going with this. Just wanted to throw that in there. Okay, like for me, so I had a lot of friends who, because I didn't really practice the shaman. I mean, I definitely was exposed. I had a lot of friends who were, in that religion, and then me being Christian, I grew up in the church, and then what I've noticed too is just like everybody's kind of the same. They practice what they practice. They're nice to each other, whether they believe in it or not. And then, and everybody just kind of picks and chooses what they want to believe sometimes. And then I'm just like, interesting. And at the end of the day, what makes everybody the same is if bills aren't paid, then everybody, all of a sudden religion becomes secondary. So that's why I just kind of what I've been exposed to it growing up and being exposed to all different kind of race and religion. That's the common denominator. And then I think with today's culture in America anyways, the way we're headed to, I think the best way to be very efficient and very progressive is to just say, hey, agree to disagree in some parts. I'm open to hear and listen and learn. Whatever can progress us as a human race, then that's what I'm for. And I know there's some bad apples out there. Those guys, they're not part of the plan. But so in I guess in your parenting style, right? Or I guess in your parents' parenting style, did they ever? Okay, so this is something big that me and my wife talked about, the discipline piece, right? So I whoop my kids. My kids, when you guys grow old and you're watching this, no regrets. So for your parents, did they have to whoop you?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Now, nothing too extreme.
I think that just kind of comes with the generational gap. Because I think I would say, I guess our parents are the first or second generation. First generation? I don't know how that counts for Hmong people because they came here all kind of same as, I guess, first generation maybe. But anyways, I think it's just how, because they are raised, I'm pretty sure, I'm guessing that's how they're kind of raised.
Oh yeah, my dad definitely got his ass beat.
Yeah, so I think, and they just...
Sometimes for no reason.
Yeah, so I don't know how I'm going to do that in the future, if I'm going to do that style of parenting or not. It's hard to think about now when I don't have any kids, but we'll see. What about you? You think you're going to...
Definitely not. This is actually something that I've thought about too, because like I do a lot of like self-reflect on like the way I was raised in my Hmong culture and whatnot, and like I got a whooping when I was little, but like that's definitely something that I don't want to carry on if I ever have kids. Like I don't ever want to put my hands on my kids, because I think there's other ways to discipline kids without having to go that far. and have him still turn out and be fine.
Yeah,
I think
I
it's
totally agree.
hard in culture though, because
It is hard.
I mean, like, you watch movies and stuff when you're younger and stuff, like, they get grounded and just sit in their room, like, okay, like, I don't know, I just thought, I was like, that doesn't seem like a much of a punishment. I just sit in my room, okay, like, I mean, because, like, I grew up...
That exists?
Yeah, we didn't, because, like, grew up in the generation that didn't really have phones yet when I was younger, you know, we didn't have cell phones and smartphones and stuff, and so, like, we just, you know, okay, I just sit in my room and play with my toys or something. I don't know, what are you guys... like other kind of punishments that you've seen?
You know, I didn't really get whoopings. I mean, I got like hit every now and then, but nothing too, you know, crazy, like no belt or anything, no sandals or anything. It's just kind of like, hey man, stop looking up.
Yeah.
You know? And for me, my parenting or my discipline style is like my son is very persistent. I don't want to beat that characteristic out of him. I just want to make sure that he understands if he can't do something, don't fucking do it again. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of like for me, right? Since self-awareness is huge, like I definitely don't want to. I want to definitely nurture like these great characteristics that he has, which is like the persistent piece, right? I think that's a great characteristic to have. It's just in the bad areas, right, or the way he project that energy. Then I gotta redirect him, and sometimes how I do it is I beat him. And as he grows older, I mean, I say beat him like I'm beating the shit out. I'm not. I'm just like I tap him, and he knows not, you know, that oh shit, I shouldn't be doing this. But so I definitely want to nurture good characteristics, because because you mentioned it, there's definitely better ways. I do 100% agree on that. Because, I mean, like how my dad grew up, I mean, he tells me all the time, yeah, sometimes your grandma just beat the shit out of me for no goddamn reason. And I'm like, God damn, she loved me, you know? And then and that definitely, you know, affected my dad in a negative way. And then the yelling piece too, I don't yell at my kids. I do speak more firmly. My tone gets lower, you know. Hey, what you doing, motherfucker? And then so my disciplinary style currently is I do voice and communicate with him, even though he doesn't quite understand. He just knows that there's communication in the discipline, and then there's nurturing after the discipline. And as he gets older and understands, you know, English, then definitely we'll have more conversations of helping him understand why he shouldn't be doing that. So that way he understands how to act. You know, if you just because that's what growing up. Whenever I did get hit, it was just getting hit. I was like, God damn, man, these fucking parents.
Yeah, I was just thinking
dicks.
like, when you know how you be stern when you're saying you're giving give them a different tone of voice. Yeah. I was just thinking like, dang, you say Lionheart Yang, you better like. It's just like it doesn't sound like it sounds like dang, he's just like toughening up. Then you know when you say Lionheart Yang, I mean I think you probably call him Leo, just call Leo. But like if you think calling him Lionheart Yang, he's just gonna be like, oh yeah, what's up, you know.
like oh yeah, stepping up.
Yeah, because that name just makes them step up.
That's the thing is like when they're in their teens, they might do that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I mean, or that's why like at a young age, I think I read it somewhere like from the day they're born to age 7, they learn a lot of. That's where most of their characteristic is going to be formed. So that's why like the beginning stages of disciplining correct, and then me making sure that these characteristics that are bad. You know, that I whoop it out of him, or at least discipline, help him understand what to do and what not to do.
With parenting, I've noticed though that like whether someone has kids or not, sometimes they always feel the need to like tell someone else how to parent. Like you should do this, you should do that. But like, I mean, do you both think there's a right or wrong way to parent?
Okay.
I was thinking about this too because there was a thing on Facebook, a video, and a comedian talking about this. I forget his name, but props to him. But the bit goes like this, where like he's talking about how you don't know you know that kids are doing something bad, like just like how if an airplane is stuck in a tree, you know, like that shouldn't be doing that. So if you know kids are doing something bad, you're like they shouldn't be doing that, right? So you know if it's good or bad, so you can kind of tell You know, like you don't necessarily know the right way of telling them or how they should do it or be presented with the idea. But then, like, you know, when there's good parenting and bad parenting, that's just how it is. Because you know when there's a good helicopter, you know, pilot and a bad one because they're not in a tree or something, right? So it kind of just makes sense. I don't know if that came
like you know, I mean, you're out shopping, and then these kids are acting super wild, and then I'm like, man, you need me to whoop them for you? You know, I mean, and then like that's the thing is like that's why like I really want to make sure that I'm parenting my kids correctly, because like the nurturing the good side piece is very, because I don't want my kids to be a menace to society. You know, and that's that would be a nightmare for me. I want them to definitely contribute in a positive way to society, and I think like the disciplinary piece, it's difficult. I definitely don't like whooping my kids. You know, I want to just love them and spoil them, and I think me and my wife, we kind of do that too much, and that's probably why my son is the way he is. But I don't know, and this is the tricky piece about being a parent too, is because you've never done it. You know, when you're watching somebody else's kid, it's totally different from when it's your kid. You know, your emotions are totally.
Well, that's also kind of another point. Like, you think you're gonna go easier on your second kid? I see, because I seen that. Yeah, I don't. You can try. You have brothers and sisters.
Me personally, I do definitely went super soft on my.
I mean, they're 6 months right, so they're not doing much.
Yeah, she's not. Yeah, totally bad. She's starting to have an attitude. So if she does end up being, I mean, and this is the thing about like trying to stay consistent in the discipline piece.
Yeah.
In nurturing their good characteristics and bad characteristics. You know, easier said than done, but I definitely do see me being softer on this.
Oh, did your younger brother and sister get easy?
Oh, for sure. Like, because it's just me and my little sister, and so like I was the one that got put up with like all this stuff growing up.
Oh, because you're the oldest daughter,
Yeah, and then my little sister, they're so lenient on her, and I'm over here like, dang, okay.
Wait.
So now it's your age. I didn't get to do that.
Right, yeah. So did your parents not let you go out or something, and then your sister like you just get to go do all these things, and you're like, man.
I mean, I can now. Like I go out and find, but I'm saying like, it's kind of started with my little sister first. Mm-hmm. Like she got to go out and do all this stuff. Yeah. And then once she started doing it, I slowly started doing it, and then they couldn't really tell me no because my little sister was doing it already. Yeah. So yeah.
Do you think that affected her? Her personality is a lot more. Is she a lot like you, or different?
She's the complete opposite.
I mean, yeah, she got to do all those things.
Yeah, she's the complete opposite.
I didn't have too much siblings. We all, I would say, we kind of got parented all equally. I think so. I think we me and my older sister, we definitely bullied my younger sisters.
You guys have a big age gap, or
not really? My older sister's probably like 2-3 years older than me, and my younger sister is like 1 or 2 years.
What about you? Do you guys have big age gaps in your family?
Not really. I mean, it's probably just like 1 or 2 years between all of us just going down.
Nice. Yeah. How many siblings do you have?
Actually, so I have one younger brother that I grew up with. He's a bad kid, but he's like 5 years younger than me though. So I never really hung out with him. He's like always been a little kid to me. Yeah. And then so my dad did get remarried. So I have I don't know. I had so many stepbrothers and sisters, and then I have another half sister that still lives. She's still in high school. So yeah, it's a big family.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
But mostly growing up, it's just me and my brother, and then I think we got the same amount of whoopings. I mean, he was always a troublemaker compared to me. I was always like the model. I was always the model kid, and he was the troublemaker who always got into trouble. Yeah. But yeah.
Okay, cool, man. That's cool. So, I guess siblings too, right? Like, do your siblings have kids or anything like that? No.
We're expecting one.
Oh, nice. Wow.
Yeah, my oldest brother. We're expecting a child coming soon next year. So.
You know what the sex yet, or?
Yes, but we're on camera, so I'm not.
Oh, okay. Oh, I'm sorry.
But yes, I do know. It just hasn't been revealed.
Okay. Yeah. My younger one, he got married, and then he has a daughter now, or he has two sons. Because she has 2 sons, so his son's now 2, and then they have also a daughter. Yeah, Janice.
Do you watch the kids?
Well, not Janice, Jalen. Janice is another niece. No, I don't, because they live by themselves, so I don't really get to watch them. And then like before I was going to school, so I didn't have time.
Do you have any experience with kids in nurturing kids? I guess.
No, I actually haven't like really played with kids or babies in a long time. How about you guys?
Yeah.
All the time, like my whole life. Cause
That's good.
my nieces and my nephews right now, they're all from like first cousins. So I did a lot of babysitting growing up, just watching them. So like I've done a lot of nurturing, so I can kind of see where parents come from when they have trouble with their kids, or like I know how it feels because I watched them. So
Yeah, you're emotionally connected.
Yeah.
You know, they're not your kids, but they're very close, and then you're spoiling them and teaching them right from wrong too, as an aunt and uncle.
Yeah, how did you
Yeah.
discipline them? Like when you're watching other people's kids, did you have to discipline them?
The only thing I've ever done discipline wise was that I just speak in like a more stern voice. I mean, it works.
That's the
like-
extent that you can do it, man. That's
Yeah, like
about it, man.
I'm like I didn't beat them. I'm like no.
Yeah, I mean, well, like like there's timeout and stuff too.
Yeah.
But yeah.
No, I usually for me like whenever if I speak in a stern voice, they know that I'm being serious
Yeah.
and they just listen.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
You know, that's the thing. Like with like when you're watching like bad kids, it's just they don't know any better, and then now you speak in a stern voice, and they're like, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? My parents try to do that all the time. So it's different with. I mean, you're fortunate to have good experiences with good kids. I on the other hand do not. That's why I never watched them ever again. Because I mean, they're not your kids, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then you kind of like when you get that perspective, especially when before I had kids, I'm just like, oh my god, I'm gonna whoop my kids. I mean, because like growing up, right? You just kind of reflect. I mean, we're all adults now, and then you reflect back, how I was raised, and you just kind of use that as a guideline of how you want to raise your kids, and that's why like I feel strongly about. My parenting style of raising your voice. I mean, now that's another thing too. When you're speaking stern is different from like fucking going crazy and yelling at them. You know what I'm saying? I got a lot of that growing up, and then I'm like, oh my god, I'm so traumatized by those events, and I definitely don't want to do that to my kids.
Wait, what about like the way of punishment, or since we have like smartphones now, because like do you kids play smartphones a lot?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you take it away? Like if they're really bad, you take it away?
Oh yeah, man. Like that's the other thing too. Is like sometimes I don't think my son understands that. Like, here you go, have fun, and then it's time to go to sleep. Give me that, and he thinks you're just taking it away from him.
Yeah.
So there's that piece too. On like taking technology away or taking
Toys
away. He doesn't really like toys.
That's the new modern toy. Like yeah.
But to kind of I guess segue from that, like technology is changing. Smartphones and then whatever technology is going to be in the future. Like are you guys gonna? Because I know a lot of my friends say that they're not gonna give technology to their kids or hella limit them. Or make them go play outside. I'm like, for me, I feel indifferent about that. I definitely, I'm exposing my kids to technology. I definitely want them to be of the age, you know what I'm saying, that the times we're in, technology is a part of our life, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not definitely going to take away that piece from my kids. I definitely want them to be in tuned with how technology works. I want it to be integrated into their life so that way they can easily adapt,
Yeah.
Like, how do you guys feel about technology and kids at an early age being exposed to that?
Well, for me, like, I've thought about it too, and like originally I was against giving technology if I have kids one day, but currently, like, I think I will, just not excessively, because I want a balance.
Yeah.
Because I don't want them addicted to their phone. I don't want them to
that's
need their
a real
phone to
thing,
go to bed or whatever,
Yeah.
So definitely a balance. And I also want them to just be able to explore outdoors, and not rely on their phone all the time. I think a little bit of both is important in our current society.
Yeah, I think for me, I'm in kind of the same boat too, where like I want to have a balance part of it, technology and not using technology, because if they don't have technology, they're gonna be way behind everybody else their
Yeah.
age. So they need to have that
Handicap.
technology. Yeah, and then I'll just feel bad too if they don't have a. I mean, I'm not gonna buy a new phone every year or anything, but
Yeah, they're definitely not gonna get that.
yeah, but I mean, I don't want them to be
You get
sad and
what I
left
give
out
you.
too. Yeah, because then they'll just end up hating you too. So
And that's the thing. We as a human race, we're so smart. And like my kids at 6 months, a year, and 6 months, they're so smart already. They just can't speak, and then with technology, it's just gonna further progress that piece. So that's why, like for me, self awareness is huge because like even today, adults are so distracted with our technology, social media and stuff like that. Where there's a lack of self awareness from that. I'm super dependent on my phone. It's a character defect of mine. So I hope you guys aren't. but it's where there definitely is a need of balance. I totally agree for what you both said. Yeah. So, parenting, yeah. How's your guys' parents now? Because that's another thing too. Like as you're growing, your kids are growing too. When do you stop playing the parent role, or does it ever stop? Or how are your guys' parents still involved in your life?
Well, to be honest, my parents are still really involved. Like my parents are really, really loving and really protective, and so they still play that parent role right now. Even though part of me doesn't want them to because
how old are you?
I'm an adult, 25.
Okay,
I'm an
I just
adult.
wondering.
Leave me the fuck alone.
Yeah, so it's not just me. It's like me and all my siblings. Like
Okay.
my parents still parent us so close.
Okay.
It's a good and a bad thing,
Yeah.
So part of me is I'm an adult. I did grow up kind of really independent. So there's things that I prefer to do on my own, but my parents are always just kind of there to do it. And I'm like, Mom, Dad, it's
I think
okay.
they just want the best for you.
I know, I know you do, but
It's
I'm old, I can do
smothering
this too,
sometimes.
So-
I feel like they're like, give me some space. You know what I'm saying? Like my mom is definitely real big on just being all up in my face and telling me you should be doing this, you should be doing that, you should do this. I'm like, dude, chill out. You know what I'm saying? How about you?
Me, I don't know. So my mom, she had a stroke 10 years or so ago, so she became disabled. So at that time, I had to kind of grow up and become the parent because I had to take care of her. So I think that's kind of where parenting kind of ended because then I just started doing everything. I started doing, all the parenting stuff. I started doing laundry. She still cooks and stuff, but then I did the majority of the stuff. So her parenting kind of ended there. I don't know.
Okay. And what about your dad?
Oh, my dad. I didn't really see him that much. So yeah, I mean, he taught me some volleyball skills, which I think I attribute my volleyball skills to him. He was pretty athletic and stuff too. But other than that, it kind of ends there.
Interesting. I believe that I'm gonna be definitely parenting my kids, or consulting. At a certain age, it just becomes consulting is how I would describe it. Because I want to do my own thing. Even today, I want to do my own thing. I'm doing my own thing right now.
Yeah.
Man, I want to. It's kind of like the birds leaving the nest, you know what I'm saying? You raise them up, nurture them so that way they're healthy and then they're smart enough to make their own decisions and then go fuck up, learn, you know what I'm saying? If you need me, I'm here to consult. I've been through life, trade ideas, this and that, it's kind of how I'll see after 18 or whenever they're ready to do things on their own. Or I might even just push them out of the house, you know what I'm saying? So that way
when they're 18.
Yeah. I mean, I feel because for me, right, I'm glad you brought that up. Because for me, I didn't move out until I was 23, you know what I'm saying? And that was the decision that I made on my own. And that was traumatizing for me. And then, so I definitely want my kids to have a sense of independency so that way they're not dependent, have a mindset of dependent. Because man, I used to have that mindset, and it was just very scary for me to try to do things on my own without my parents holding my hand, And then, so I definitely want to nurture that kind of mindset. And then, if they're not ready to move out by 18, then that's my fault, you know,
Right.
because I didn't prepare them to.
Are you just gonna kick them out even if you didn't prepare them right?
I don't know. I would hope that I'm gonna assume that I did a good job. And
It's like looking at you, future Peter. Yeah, like you gonna know if you did it right or not.
and that's the thing too is like, man, like I'm trying my best, and I guess like growing up, having kids. I remember having this conversation with my dad. I was like, you know what, Dad, I remember, you know, when I was young and dumb in my high school days, I said, fuck you, you know, you guys don't know what the fuck you're talking about. And now, having kids, I'm like, oh man, I kind of get it.
Yeah.
My bad.
Oh, you just everybody still live with their parents?
Mm-hmm.
My parents.
Wait, you still live with your parents?
Yeah. So
Really?
my parents had this. I can't move out. I can't. I tried. I can't.
Really? Like, wait, because they don't let you, or?
Well, they're like I said earlier. My parents are traditional. So
Yeah.
my dad specifically said to me, "You can't move out of the house
She get married.
until you get married." And I'm like, "Well, I guess I'm stuck here."
Wait, so are your how many of your siblings are married or
Just
moved
my
out?
oldest.
But then he moved out, right?
No, he still lives with us
Really?
because he just got married like
Oh,
past
okay.
summer.
Oh,
So it's
okay,
pretty
okay,
recent.
okay. Cool. How big is your house? Like, you guys are all like adults now, right? Like,
Yeah, we're in a 2-story house.
okay,
So there's enough space for us all.
Nice.
gotcha.
You know, like for me, anyways, like living with my parents, because both my sisters moved out before I did, you know, and then it was just me and my parents. How that was a crutch for me is just I was very lenient. Oh, well, I guess it's like my parents never really enforced.
Because
You have to
it's
pay
the
for
Hmong
this.
tradition where you're supposed to
Yep.
bring the wife back,
Mm-hmm.
take care of the parents,
Yeah.
and you're done.
So they had that mindset, right?
Yeah.
And then so they didn't really expect much from me. Help out every now and then if you can, and then they never really enforced.
Golden boy, like you had it easy. Peter.
I'm the favorite. I was just the better sibling. Yeah, that's what it was.
You're the son, the only son.
I was just the better
The
sibling.
favorite
The
son.
favorite son. There's only one son. Like, imagine you had a brother. Like,
So that being a crutch, you know, because I was like, okay, I can, you know, relax and be loosey with my finances. And then when I moved out, I was like, oh my God, I have to learn all this responsibilities. You know? So I learned that very, I would say 23 is late as fuck, man. You know,
learn pretty quick.
so that's why you had to do that or you eat shit, man. You know?
Yeah.
So that's why, like for me, I feel strongly about having my kids be very independent, doing their own thing, but ultimately being self-aware and being ready to take on the world, and then also understanding that their parents are there to consult them through their journey.
Oh, side note. Have you done that candy challenge with your kids? Or your
Candy challenge.
you don't know the candy challenge?
Oh, you leave it there and you would
Yeah.
leave?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't done it.
It's supposed to be. I forgot who it was. There's, I think a scientist like talks about. He had the idea or talked about, it, but then they just people just changed it to something else kind of now. But it's supposed to be related. If it's supposed to see if the kid can kind of comprehend and be able to show in the future if they're able to save money or not. Because the idea is supposed to be you have a piece of like a marshmallow and you're like, hey, if you don't eat this for an hour, all right, yeah, I'll give you another one. But then some kids who, you know, they just eat it right because it's like spending cash. You just spend it right away. But then some kids who are smart or who they can comprehend it, they'll save and they'll get another piece of candy or marshmallow and then they'll have 2 marshmallows. They just had to wait an hour. That's like how life is. So, you know, you get, yeah, that's how the candy kind is supposed to be like, but it's a little bit different.
You know, psychology is crazy, man. Like the human mind, everybody's wired differently.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's why I like having kids is a challenge. And then, like, man, I don't know, man. I don't even know how to express it. I mean, that's why I do the show is just to give people insight, different perspectives about different topics. You know, it's just because we can all learn from each other. You know, I mean, I definitely do want my kids to be very open and diverse and interactive with other people in life, so that way they can get the best experience in life to progress humanity. You know.
Oh, also, I was thinking, are you really superstitious? Are you guys like superstitious at all?
Yeah.
Really? Okay, I guess
Yeah.
because your family is
Traditional
traditional, yeah.
family, so yes,
Yeah.
I am.
Do you think you pass that to your kids too, or like?
Oh, for sure.
What
Maybe
you-
not like everything, but like I'll tell them the basic stuff. I mean, don't do this because superstitions that, you know, blah, blah, blah.
Why you, Peter?
But I think that's part of like just like me passing the culture
Yeah,
down
yeah,
too. So.
yeah.
For me, I believe this is what I believe. I believe there are something else going on. Intervene, or they say divine intervention is one of them. And for me, like that's a part of it. I mean, there's something else other than the physical world happening as well. That's what I believe. Superstitions, like so. This is a recent one that I heard, like opening up the umbrella inside the house. I was like,
Like you only just heard about that now?
yeah.
What?
And I'm like,
You had to really like that.
I'm like, I did that all the time. What the fuck?
Yeah.
So I mean, and there's all these other ones that I'm just kind of like,
Yeah.
So that's where I'm at in terms of superstitions.
Okay.
What about language? Because I'm pretty sure we all grow up with like Hmong, but like about your kids too. Like, do you want to teach them how to speak Hmong or just
I would,
English?
this is what I believe. I mean, especially with technology, is that there's going to be technology to translate those things.
Google Translate never translated Hmong correctly though.
That's true.
Yeah, they're very terrible now. But as technology, AI, and all these other things progressing, I think in their lifetime they'll definitely probably have to more than definitely be trilingual. I think Chinese is definitely going to be important. English, the third language, I don't know.
But can you guys be right Hmong?
Mm-hmm.
Really? Can you?
I cannot.
I can't either.
For the
Like
life of me, I cannot.
I feel like I can barely speak Hmong now because I
don't use it.
yeah I don't use it as much. Yeah, do you? I mean your parents I guess.
Yeah.
But
I mean, like when I'm around my friends too, like sometimes we speak Hmong or like my family. So I have many occasions where I speak Hmong.
speak like Hmonglish like.
I just speak straight up English. Yep. I mean, I understand it
Yeah.
for the most part, but
Yeah.
whenever I
Yeah.
respond, like when I'm speaking to my in-laws, I try to speak the best Hmong, which is not so great. I mean, it's important. Language is definitely important to me. Not so much so that I learn it.
Did you?
Because I don't use
Do you
it.
speak it to your kids or try
I
to?
do
Speak?
no.
Does your wife?
They're gonna be extremely lost if I did communicate.
Right.
Yeah. But good, my wife is good. My wife is pretty good at speaking Hmong. I don't know how, because I'm definitely not gonna speak Hmong to my kids. I don't know if, because my parents didn't speak that much Hmong to me.
Yeah.
And that's why I mean.
Also part of it, I think, because my mom didn't even know how to read right. I think the big thing also your parents might not know how to read and write Hmong because
my parents kind of do.
our language is so new. It's invented like in the written language is written like made in the 70s only. That's like when the war was starting too, or already started. So it's kind of hard for them to know. I think too to know Hmong. Yeah.
Yep, that's where I stand.
Yeah.
Because so this is another conversation that I had too, like passing down the culture. I believe culture is big for identity.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's important because it's like mental health plays a big part of that piece. Like having an identity, especially here in America. Do you know your culture? Do you know your origin? Do you even speak the language? Nope. And then it's just kind of like okay. But the thing with that too is like you talk to all these other Caucasians.
Yeah.
What ethnicity are you? I don't know.
Yeah.
But they weren't originally from here.
Right.
They were their ancestors were once immigrants. I know I was talking to one person. Yeah, I'm half, or I'm 25% this and 25% this and 50% this. And then I was like, okay, great. Do you speak the language? Nope. And then so that's why like for me. And how I see the future too is just with technology and then with all these cultures clashing and all these beliefs clashing. Maybe in 100 years, we just might not care so much about the culture piece and the language piece and all that stuff. I mean, this is just me trying to predict the future.
Do you guys know another language or part of another language?
Yeah, slang.
What are you?
Of course. I did back in high school.
Oh,
I knew Spanish, but like now I don't ever use it, so I don't know anything anymore.
I don't know. Yeah,
You can go to the business world. That's like gonna be a step up. Like you.
That's true. I mean, I can still learn, I guess.
Yeah.
Right now.
See, and the thing too, right? With because I remember, like living in Oklahoma, the Spanish community was huge. You know what I'm saying? And if you knew the Spanish language, then man, you had a
leg up.
A leg up, yeah. So that's where like I was like, it's valuable to know the language if you're gonna use it. You know, if you don't use it, then
right.
You know,
But like you said, eventually the whole world's gonna use it. So like, just give them a head start.
Yeah, that's why like for me, I think English and Chinese is gonna be very powerful. Yeah. Maybe. Yeah, I think Chinese. I don't know what.
Spanish is one of those two.
Spanish.
Spanish. I mean, like I said, like Oklahoma and like, there's just
depending on the community.
it's just I think Spanish is the number
Second.
2 language in the U.S.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's valuable.
Oh, remember? You guys see that one chart? Hmong is like the third used in Wisconsin.
Oh.
Yeah, not the whole
Yeah.
state, not the country, but Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool. Yeah, proud of that. Wisconsin pride.
Yeah, Hmong pride.
Was born and raised. You guys just always lived in Milwaukee, right?
Yep, born and raised Milwaukee.
Wow. That
You
must-
moved all over, right?
Yeah. So I was born in La Crosse, stayed there for 2 years, don't remember it. Moved to Detroit, Michigan, and then stayed there for most of my childhood.
You're not a Wisconsinite.
I'm diverse, bro. I am
Get out of here,
diverse.
dude.
I'm diverse. And then moved to Oklahoma for my young adult years, my high school and the young adult years, and I moved here. I've been here for like 3 years.
Oh, okay.
So, you know, I've had a little bit of flavor. You know,
You're
diversity.
right.
Diversity. Oh, and then speaking of diversity, that's why like I'm not like, I believe that there is a very efficient way of parenting, but I don't believe that everybody should do it that way because of having diversity. You know, there's this podcast that I was listening to. It was Conan O'Brien. Shout out to Conan O'Brien. I watch your stuff, but like he was talking on his podcast about like going through struggles, right? Going through just kind of what he had to go through to be who he is today, and then the other guy was that he was interviewing was Stephen Colbert. Also, shout out. I don't really watch this stuff.
They don't watch this stuff. They're not gonna watch this stuff, dude.
Hey, I'm just dropping names, dog.
They're not gonna watch this stuff.
I'm just
Like,
I
dropping
wonder who it
names.
is.
yeah.
Just dropping names, man. But and then, so they were talking about like struggle in life, right? So and they grew up in a certain set of parenting styles. So that's why, like for me, you know, I'm not like, oh, your parenting is wrong or right. You know, it's just, you know, you try to raise kids to be productive in society. You know, as long as that's your mindset. Because we all come from different backgrounds, different, you know, we're Hmong, but at the same time we're wired differently. You know, so that's why that is what it is.
Yeah.
I don't know what the point of that was. I do a lot of
Your
rants.
point was to shout out to that corner, right?
That's
If you're watching, which they're not watching, they're not gonna watch.
They're
it.
viewers.
You gotta like
I'm trying to get there. I'm trying to get there,
corner,
yeah.
right? You gotta
Get
hashtag
their
it just in case. Yeah.
But yeah, man, parenting. You know, we covered a lot of areas.
But,
Yeah, we did.
I mean, you can marry whoever you want, but like if you do marry Hmong people, are you gonna to Hmong family? Are you gonna like do all the traditional Hmong parenting stuff with them too? You're like, yeah, 5K or 10K.
Not necessarily. I don't really believe in the bridal price. So like, if I have kids in the future, you want to marry my daughter, go ahead. Like I don't need $5,000. I don't need 10G. Like
Yeah.
go ahead. Like we'll split the cost of the wedding and stuff. But like I don't need a price for my daughter. But that's just what I believe in.
Right.
So I mean I think there are certain like the specific gender roles of like sons and daughters. I don't think I'm gonna stick to that. Like of course I'm gonna teach both of my if I have sons and daughters, I'm gonna teach both of them to know how to like take care of themselves, cook, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna expect one to specifically know something and the other to not know. So a little bit of traditional, but not really.
What about you, dude?
Me? Wait, what were we talking about? Mind
So
blank.
I want to throw into that conversation too. Like, are they gonna be married in a traditional sense?
Oh,
That I think was your question.
Yeah.
yeah, it was that question, but I just had a mind blank there. I think I would like to do traditional. I would keep it kind of traditional, but then like at the same time, like
You want that 10K, man?
No,
You selfish bastard.
I don't know, like because like the way my families have done it, or the money it's always almost the majority is just giving back to the kids anyways. It's not about the parents keeping it. I mean, I think they're using it to cover some costs and stuff, but for the most part, it's just giving back as dowry, for the kids to use anyway. So that's what, if I did do it, I'd just do that. Give them $5K back to the kids anyways. But I think I want to keep it that way, but I don't know. It depends on my future wife. I mean, I'm open to all, races and stuff, marrying or dating any races. So if I marry, maybe a Caucasian person or something, I might not do it that way because it just gets kind of more confusing. The more you mix, the more kind of confusing or traditions you have to kind of figure into account because it just gets all messed up.
That's why
Yeah.
I believe the culture and religion thing is just kind of it's gonna eventually smooth out.
Yeah. Like, what are you? Do you think you'll marry within Hmong culture or whatever?
For sure.
For sure.
If I get married, it will
Is it
be
because of your
person.
parents, or because you?
That's my own personal preference. Like
that's why.
Just because you're talking about how your parents are very traditional, so it's
so I am traditional myself, but
that definitely does play.
I definitely want to keep the Hmong culture within my family if I ever get married.
Okay.
So.
One of the biggest things is this, when you're dating. So I dated a Native American chick. I tried to get that Native American benefits. Didn't work.
I see it. Yeah.
That was like 20% of the reason why I dated her. But that didn't work out. And then I dated a black chick. That didn't work out as well. It's just because they don't. Because my parents are racist for the most part.
Okay.
But aside from that, they say they wasn't. And then aside from that too is just your significant other don't quite understand the culture that they live.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's definitely gonna be the mindset of our parents. Are totally different from Caucasians and or different other cultures.
Yeah.
While they're more open, we have I guess most people just kind of have their set of ways of greeting and doing things. So that's why I married Hmong. But I'm totally open to my kids marrying outside of the race. Same sex is totally cool too for me. Just don't be broke and be happy.
Yeah.
I think one thing I kind of, if I'm married outside race, because I want those tall jeans in my kids. Those tall jeans, all these, that's
gotta
being mean
upgrade,
of Hmong
son.
girls. But Hmong girls are all like, they gotta be 6 feet. I don't know what your record is, but the other thing, Hmong people do not get 6 feet, or on average, we do not get to 6 feet.
Yeah,
it's like,
that's
I mean, I'm 5'7", but that's still short of that. So and I want those tall jeans in my kids. So I think my future wife, I want that. Yeah, I want those tall jeans.
That is so funny. I got to do a background check on your significant other.
Yeah,
They have
I
the
was
right genes.
You think your kids gonna be tall? Because based on your
I
what
think
you know so far.
diet plays a big part of that.
Yeah, they do.
agree.
It does. But genes gotta play a part. It plays a part too.
It plays a big part too. Yes. I think my kids might be definitely taller than 5'7".
That's all.
I'm 5'7".
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know if they're gonna get to 6 foot, but I mean that physical attributes.
Yeah.
It's not as important.
No, but it's like all these girls want 6 feet. Hmong Tinder.
Shout out.
Hmong Tinder. All these girls want 6 feet.
That's not.
I'm
ideal,
5'7",
though.
but I am 5'9" with heels. So.
But then all the girls are all shorter than 5'5" anyways.
Yeah, people. I mean, that's just people's preferences, man.
Preferences, but yeah.
Don't let that get you. Man, I'm 5'7", but my bank account is 6 digits.
But also because you're already married, so you're already out of the competition. You're done. I mean, unless you get that second wife, but
Well, that's why you gotta diversify, man. You can't just go Hmong all the time.
Shoot.
Yeah.
But you want that 6
No.
feet?
Nah. Too tall.
Too tall?
I'm 5'3". I think
Oh.
the tallest to go is 5'6", 5'7". I don't know. I can't imagine being with someone 6 feet. I'm like, I'm
But
gonna
you
break
can
my
wear
neck.
heels anyways. You're gonna be wearing heels part of the time.
True, but I don't know. I just don't like
That's so funny, dude.
too tall. 'Cause 6 feet is just too much.
But think about your kids. You want them to be good volleyball players. I want my kids to be good volleyball players or good soccer players. But height plays a You want them to be tall.
The advantage.
The advantage
cool.
is like,
Yep.
Yeah, man. Because like I do definitely want my kids to be involved in some kind of sport.
Mm-hmm.
I think a contact sport is.
that thing we didn't really get onto sports. Like, did your parents do sports? Let you do sports?
Oh man, dude, fucking, they're like, no, come back home, just do good in school. That's it. You know.
Yeah. What about you?
No, like we tried. Like my little sister and I, we wanted to get into flag football.
Oh.
And we couldn't because they said you're gonna get hurt. So we couldn't at all.
What about your brothers?
If they wanted to, my parents would let them. But they were really into sports.
Me, like,
Volleyball,
I didn't do it in high school. I just did it,
Outside
high school. So, but because like I feel like part of that is because parents didn't know any better, or because like big part of it is just not knowing how to get into that system. Because like in high school, I wanted to play stuff, but just I didn't know how to do it.
I think finances also play a
That
part
just play,
too.
Yeah.
You know, I think because my older sister, she was in band.
She got to do bands.
Yeah.
That's something too. That's because not every Hmong kids gets to, or back then got to do band.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's about it. And then me and my younger sister, we didn't really get into anything.
Yeah.
Pretty boring childhood for me.
Oh, now we hear like
Playing games. Yeah, now we're adults. But yeah, man. So we try to keep this show about an hour. We're a little bit over an hour by like maybe 1 or 2 minutes. You have any last words? I mean, because we can definitely talk a lot more areas about parenting and I guess just being human. This is a conversation about being human, really.
yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And our upbringing definitely plays a big part of it.
Yeah.
So do you have any last words you want to add or throw in?
Not really. I mean, I kind of basically said everything already. So.
Yeah. I guess I don't have anything else to add too because we talked about a lot. I feel like I don't know if we went off topic a lot or not because like it's supposed to be parenting, but then we kind of it's like
it's within the realm.
It's within the realm.
Yeah.
Parenting is part of it somehow, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because that's why like these topics are very general. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, if it's specific, then it gets really boring. Like episode 1.
That wasn't me, guys. I wasn't part of it. Yeah, I was like part of 2 and then 3.
Yeah.
3 was a really good one. Check that one out.
But yeah, okay, cool. Thanks for your time.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
Are you gonna go home after this or?
Yes, I have to drive back.
Drive like 2 hours, right? How long?
It's an hour, 30 minutes.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's not bad.
I don't go to Milwaukee.
You should come.
Milwaukee's cool. It's a big city.
I just don't know anybody there. So it's like, what am I gonna do in Milwaukee?
Just bring a homie from here and go down there, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know, but my homie that goes to Milwaukee says don't go to Milwaukee.
I don't believe him.
No, I mean, no offense. I've just never really had any friends in Milwaukee, so I've never had any point to going to Milwaukee. Yeah.
You guys have any plans for the rest of this month? Do you have any plans?
This month?
School started for you, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
This is our, second week?
Wow.
Yeah, most of my weekends in September are busy. I'm either traveling to Madison or I have stuff going on.
How hard is grad school?
It's honestly not as hard as people say it is because
Okay.
when I first got admitted to a program, people said don't work full time if you're a full time student. And I am working full time, and I am a full time student, and I'm doing okay.
Maybe it's just you.
So-
'cause-
They're wimps, man.
Yeah, I think it varies by person, but for
Yeah.
me, I'm not dying out here, so
Good, nice.
Good.
yeah.
That's good to hear. Cool. Well, that's all we have for today. Let me know in the comments section your parenting style or how you were parented, and we'll see you on the next episode. Plug in. Patreon. We're still learning this. We're perfecting it as we go. Your feedback is we're definitely welcomed. It helps us create better content for you. Not only that, but financially, right? If you guys can support $5 a month, right? I think out of the whole year, that's like $65 for the price of of 2 McChickens and a drink a month. You can help us out because we do definitely need better tech. We do definitely need an official place. I do want like furniture and stuff like that. I think that'd be so cool and stuff like office setting. That'd be greatly appreciated. What's what's even greaterly appreciated is believing in the mission, sharing our content. I think that is, I consider that gold. So if you guys can share our content too, that'd be great. You have anything to add to this plugin?
Nope. Just check out our Patreon. Check out the Facebook page. You know, hit that like button.
Yep. The mission's there too, so check that out. With that being said, signing off.
Okay.
All right. We
All right,
definitely
good job.
need to work
Yes.
on that.